welcome to the April 2nd, 2020 Cumberland County Commissioners Workshop meeting. Please note that we are practicing social distancing due to the COVID-19 virus, and the entire agenda today will be provided to you, commissioners, either conference call or BTC. So with that, I would like to ask you to stand. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance by saying, I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call this meeting to order at 9 a.m. for the public comment. Of course, since we don't have anybody here from the public, hearing none, seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 3. And I'll call on Stacy to discuss the contracts and grants.
Thank you, Sandy. Good morning, everyone. There are no existing contracts, contract extensions, or addenda with no additional cost or increase to the county. So we'll move on to agenda item 3.2, which consists of new contracts, vendors, services, grants, and contracts with increases or decreases to the county. And we'll start with Jamie, who will be joining us by conference call.
Hello, this is Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. It's Stacy calling. Good morning. I'd like you to discuss the 2 contracts for children and youth, please.
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. The first contract that we have is for Mid-Atlantic Youth Services. It's an addendum to the contract we already have with them. We are adding 3 new programs. 2 are secure detention options, and 1 is an intensive open specialized treatment option that is specifically for adjudicated delinquent males who have sexual offenses. All 3 of those programs are under the state maximum allowable for their rates. Are there any questions with this?
No, go ahead, Jamie.
Okay. The second item is a memorandum of understanding with Diakon Children, Family, and Community Ministries. This is for the SWAN program. This is for their matching initiative for older children who are looking for adoptive homes. This isn't something that we have to use too often, but when we do we need to utilize the service. The MOU allows us to share information with this program in order to find homes for our older youth. There is no cost associated to the agency or county with this program.
Any questions for Jamie? Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Next, Melissa will be joining us by video teleconference to discuss the agreement for CNRC. Melissa?
Good morning. This is an addendum to the Planet Home Healthcare, which is an agency for the facility. It is one of those that Planet Home Healthcare has a clause in their contract that says they will charge us if we cancel them late. This is reciprocating that. If they cancel on us late, we can charge them. So it's a revenue contract.
Any questions for Melissa? Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Jonathan will also be joining us by conference call.
Detective Mays.
Hi, Jonathan. This is Stacy calling. Would you please spend a few minutes discussing the grant for the District Attorney's Office?
I'd be happy to. Thank you. This is a grant offered by the Pennsylvania Gaming Board. It provides for full salary and benefits for 1 detective and a partial salary of an assistant district attorney. It provides investigative overtime training and some capital equipment to conduct gambling enforcement investigations that aren't currently being done. The grant is for 1 year, and it is projected to start in July when we move from our current location down to the Ritter building where we'll have more space. And the grant would start at the time of the hiring in July and would go for 1 year.
Any questions for Jonathan, Commissioners?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you.
Kirk is also going to be joining us by conference call.
Good morning, it's Kirk.
Hi, Kirk. It's Stacy calling from the workshop meeting.
Good morning, everyone.
Would you please spend a few minutes talking about the agreement with HRG for the liquid fuels finance, please?
Sure, yeah, this is an updated agreement for our Cumberland Bridge project. It's an addendum to the agreement that we actually signed in January. That was a paper agreement. PennDOT has requested that we switch the agreement to an electronic agreement in their engineering and construction management system, and also added in some geotechnical engineering services. So the net increase is $43,000, which is budgeted for in our bridge capital improvement program.
Any questions for Kirk, Commissioners?
Yeah, I have a question for Kirk, but it's not on this particular topic, but since he's on the phone. Kirk, this is Vince. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just want to update on that Upper Mifflin Township support letter.
Yeah, so we received that letter, Vince. Stephanie's taking care of that. And typically, those letters are more of a letter requesting consistency of the county comprehensive plan. Typically, we take care of those from the planning department and sign off and send those. If you'd like us to send a copy over to the commissioner's office, we'd be happy to do that.
That's fine. I just wanted an update, so we're good.
Okay.
Thanks, Kirk.
Yep.
Any other questions for Kirk, Commissioners? Thank you. Thank you, Kirk.
Okay. Right back to you, everyone.
And last, Annie is joining us by video teleconference to discuss an agreement for MHIDD. Annie?
Is her mic on?
Annie, we're not hearing any volume.
My apologies, I forgot to unmute. This contract is for one of our early intervention providers. It's an existing contract, it's an addendum for $1,703. And it's basically because of the amount of work that this provider is doing with families. And just so you're aware, this contract is 90% state funded and 10% county matched. Do you have any questions?
Okay, thank you very much, Annie.
All right, thank you.
That's all I have, Sandy.
Thank you, Stacy. So agenda item 4, Commissioners, I will need you to reaffirm the CMRC property and liability insurance renewal with AIA Insurance. This particular agreement was discussed at the CMRC board meeting on Monday, March the 30th. And I spoke to Keith and he said that we need to put this on the agenda to be reaffirmed. So I will need your vote.
Okay, so we have do we have a motion for action on this item?
We're just reaffirming the CNRC, and we talked about it the other day. So I'll move to reaffirm the CNRC property and liability insurance renewal with AIA Insurance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other questions? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item 5 is also a reaffirmation of an amendment to CenturyLink Loyal Advantage Agreement. It is an emergency response to increase the internet bandwidth that was signed on March the 26th. So we will also need a vote on that as well.
Okay, the amendment, which we all have in hand. Anyone want to propose action on this?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to reaffirm the amendment to Century Link Loyal Advantage Agreement as documented.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any additional questions? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. One item, we typically have action needed listed on those workshop agenda items
Okay.
that require, since that's an extraordinary
Okay.
occurrence. Since it does say reaffirm, it's implicit there's an action, but it's helpful to
Yeah.
have that noted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Agenda item 6, on Commissioner Flashy to discuss the appointment recommendation for the local emergency planning committee.
So Carol Freeman of Mechanicsburg, PA, has become available to be a Cumberland County citizen at large on the LEPC board. Carol has extensive experience, and the current members of the LEPC were very excited that she was available and interested. So I would certainly recommend her approval.
Thank you, Commissioner Flashy. Next, we'll move on to agenda item 7, and I will, it's a discussion of capital project request, and I will contact Eric by phone.
Forensic lab, can I help you?
Eric, this is Sandy from the Commissioner's Workshop.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We're on your capital request form, so could you give a brief overview of the capital project request?
Sure, good morning, Commissioners. This is a capital project request for $54,584. It's predominantly funded by a PCCB grant. The grant's for $45,000. It's going to allow us to upgrade 2 instruments in the forensic laboratory, the toxicology lab. Will also allow us to upgrade our software that drives the instruments in the laboratory.
Eric, I think your capital project, did you say 54,000?
I'm sorry, $52,584.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sure, maybe I misspoke. It's $52,584.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions related to that?
I do, because this sounds familiar. Have we done something with this particular system recently?
You actually just passed I asked for the grant submission just to a meeting ago, I believe.
Okay, thanks, thank you.
Sure.
Any other additional questions? Okay, Eric, thank you very much.
Have a good day, thank you.
You too, bye-bye. Next, we'll move on to Commissioners' liaison reports, and we'll begin with Commissioner Reichelberger.
Yeah, needless to say, most of the liaison meetings are canceled with the current situation, so there's not a lot there. I did want to mention in passing that I believe both my colleagues were on the email chain in regards to the relief dollars that are available for the business community, and the DCD application period is closed. We had a huge response, of course, and Jamie Keener, our CEO, continues to work on that. We've got people working very hard on those, on all that paperwork. They got lots to do. And there's the next step, as I understand, there's going to be a federal wave of this as well, SBA money. And in fact, I received a call yesterday from Members First looking for some help, which I got from Congressman Perry's office, because the SBA portal apparently is so overwhelmed that applicants can't even access it. They call, nobody's picking up the phones. So luckily that's being handled today. Hopefully we'll have good news on that as well. But the effort to provide relief dollars to our employers is rolling out slowly but surely. We'll keep you updated, and Jimmy will keep you updated on the developments there. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Reichelberger. Commissioner Fauci.
I would remind everyone that the Cumberland County Library System has lots of things on their website for you to do at home, and They've even added things so that if you are not a library card holder, there are links there for things for you to do, things for you to do with your children. I think that this is a great time to take advantage of some of those programs. If you wanted to go and learn calculus, you could do that on the library system's website through tutor.com. There's a plethora of educational things to do there and fun things. And that's really all I have. I haven't had any meetings.
Thank you, Commissioner Collins. Commissioner B, please vote.
Thanks, Sandy. The Housing and Redevelopment Board met on March 19th. We did it via video teleconference. And just a few items here. The board did approve its annual plan and also its 5-year plan. I have copies for my colleagues, but they're on my kitchen table at the moment, but I will get you copies. They still have 3 vacant positions, a public housing property manager, supportive services coordinator, and a general laborer. The flats at Factory Square, which is located near A Street and College Street, are continuing to accept applications, hope to open in May or be available for occupancy in May. There are 3 Section 8 units available, and also there's veterans preference, which is nice. See, staff is working with potential homebuyer projects with the Tri-County Housing Development Corporation, and they're looking at areas in Carlisle, West Fairview, Newville, and Des Moines. Staff is also working on the environmental review record for property at 157, 159 East South Street. The goal for this project is to demolish this property and construct new housing and sell the units to first-time homebuyers. And yesterday we received notice from Tim Whalen, we all did, about COVID-19 CDBG grant. Carlisle was awarded, the borough of Carlisle was awarded $228,000. The county was awarded $727,000. I have a call into Tim, but it appears that some of these grant monies could be used for construction of a facility for testing, diagnosis, and treatment of the disease, rehab a community facility, or acquire or rehab or construct a group living facility that could be used to centralize patients undergoing treatment. So I hope to hear from Tim back today. Sandy, that's it for that meeting. Also, the Conservation District, we met March 24th again by teleconference. Couple of quick things here. The tree seedling sale, which was scheduled for April 16th, has been pushed back to April 30th, and that too may need to be pushed back as well. The local Envirothon, which is held each year, unfortunately will be canceled this year. Some updates on the Chesapeake Bay Watershed Implementation Plan Phase 3. HRG was hired as their coordinator to work on the goal as requested by the state. The Conservation District is also working on their strategic plan. It's not due until June. We'll have more information on that soon. And out of 17 total applicants for intern positions at the Conservation District, 2 offers are going out. One of the individuals is from Shippensburg University, the other one is from Delaware Valley University. They will begin work May 11th, and most of their job will include taking soil samples out in crop fields. And lastly, Cumberland County, our conservation district, we have a interdistrict reciprocal agreement for the review of nutrient management plans, and we have an agreement right now with Perry and Adams County. Juniata County was just added, so we now have 4 counties in the group that will help each other out for these nutrient management plans. And that's all I have, Sandy.
Thank you, Commissioner Buckley. I would like to report that executive sessions were held on the following dates in 2020, March 30th at 11:40 a.m. and April 1st at 9:30 a.m., all regarding personnel issues. Is there any other business that needs to come before the board today? Okay, hearing none, we are adjourned.